Hello, hello. You're listening to the Goggler Podcast. It is episode 69.
Nice.
Ian, Bahir, and Uma with you as always. Godzilla vs. Kong, which is the final movie in Legendary Pictures' Monsterverse. This one kind of wraps up the story that was started in 2014's Godzilla.
I think rap is maybe too strong a word, and story is also too strong a word.
You're right.
There's no story here. There's nothing to wrap up. Monsters fight. It's the whole movie. It's just like they start every script with Ken Watanabe's clip of "Let them fight," and then they just try and work around that. And by this one, they're literally just flinging shit against the wall, and whatever sticks is what they're running with.
That is the perfect sum up of this film. And at least now we got a lot more action. And like you said in your review, Ian, camera was pulled back, not enough, but a little bit more than before.
Yeah.
So you saw more than Godzilla's elbow.
Yeah, throughout all these movies, I constantly keep thinking of Gypsy Danger dragging the tanker behind them, about to slap that kaiju in the face with it.
Yeah.
And it's like, you can see it,
Yeah.
and that it smashes it and containers go flying everywhere, but you can see it. You can revel in its gloriousness.
Yeah.
Pacific Rim is a great example, right? Because that's how you shoot a giant monster battle.
Instead, they seem to come up with reasons to put the camera in rubble. This looks like crap. Like, all I'm seeing is rubble and a monkey face. I want to see Godzilla glint in his eye as he's doing it, go like, yeah, take that with it.
The main problem with this movie, and I know it is a balance, it is a struggle to get this balance right, because I guess you need to have humans do something. I can understand the Alexander Skarsgård story because it ties in very closely to what you need to do with Kong and the Hollow Earth and all the stuff they set up in the previous movies.
I have to stop you again there. What, you don't need to do the Hollow Earth.
I
There's
know,
no reason
I
for that at
know,
all.
but they were trying. This is what I mean by tying up plot lines.
I couldn't figure out how to put this in my review because it is dumb, but it's not dumb in that like Transformers 4 or 5 way. You know what I mean?
Although I have no idea what Millie Bobby Brown and Kyle Chandler are doing in this film. Their story is completely inessential.
They're cashing a check.
I guess so.
I mean, maybe there's a slight course correction after King of the Monsters because it's like, oh, people see we have this Monarch thing. We're going to build them up. Like they're like S.H.I.E.L.D. in the Marvel movies. In this, Monarch is like, here's our boat. Take our boats.
Going back to, I guess, monster fights. This one feels just about right. I mean, it's an hour 53. Everything kind of moves along at a pretty brisk pace. But that said, both Bahir and I watched the original King Kong vs. Godzilla, the Japanese version. When a movie is somewhat, well, one, written well, but also taking a bit of the piss out of itself, it is actually very watchable when there are humans, because the battle in that only happens at the last 15 minutes of the film.
When it starts off, I was thinking to myself, this is the worst way to start a monster movie. But then you get into it and you go like, holy shit, this is the best way to start a monster movie. Because you can't take that shit seriously, right?
Embrace the ludicrousness.
Godzilla vs. Kong is now in cinemas. If you can, check it out on IMAX. Let us know what you think. You can get in touch, Goggler MY, also podcast at goggler.my. And don't forget, rate this podcast on your podcast app. Like it, write a comment, tell your friends. You can check out Ian's review on the site. We've got an ending explained article on the site. You're listening to the Goggler Podcast.